Hey folks, I hope you're doing well. I've lost count how many videos I've done on the Z8 now. I'd be genuinely curious though, how many videos have you watched in total on this camera? Are you planning to buy one? And has your perspective on the camera or your decision to buy one actually been influenced by one of these videos? I kind of sometimes get the feeling people have made up their mind that they hate the camera or that they absolutely have to have the camera, and they're just watching for videos that reinforce their position, attacking those that don't and disregarding them. I hope that it's actually helpful and that I'm just being pessimistic. In any case, throughout this time I've been trying to focus in on making videos that I think are addressing questions that I believe you guys are interested in. Now, I wanted to go and do some shooting with my long lenses, so I'm going to take my 400 2.8 out for a spin today and just wander around. Unfortunately, the big bird park here in Hong Kong is closed for like 9 months, but there's another park that usually has some decent bird life. So anyway, today's going to be more for me, taking a stroll, not with a whole production crew or anything. I'll take an Atomos so you can see through the viewfinder. Now, you could say I've already shown that the autofocus for people, for example, is just as good on this guy. We've also done a video showing that adapted lenses is just as good on this guy as on the Z9. So it'd be fair to assume that long lens, why wouldn't bird or animal eye autofocus be just as good? Totally fair to assume. But until you actually do the test, you just never know. We didn't realize it was going to have certain video overheating until I actually did the test. So many channels have already reported that it has no overheating issues. I guess they just didn't run the test. So until I run the test, who knows? I'm hoping and assuming it's going to be just as good, but let's go take a little wander around and find out for ourselves. folks, just a quick little video to round out my time with this final production Z8 before I have to return it. Give you my quick thoughts on this animal eye, and then some overall impressions after all of these different videos. I'll put this one out last. So first of all, with the birds, it was doing really well. You can see, not perfectly. There are times where it doesn't identify it, but do note, please, they were a long way away. I was using the 400 with the 560 TC engaged with the camera in DX crop mode most of the time. So we're talking at around 800 mil, and so they're a long way away. Overall, I would say it's on par with the Z9, and going in and looking at the shots with the cats, my cats, I'd say it's doing even better, but then we're so much closer and the eye is so much, bigger in the frame, but the focus is exactly on point. And for that one, I was actually using the 85-1.2. I don't own that one, that's on loan as well. I actually am currently doing even more video overheating tests. So if you saw the video I did on that, check, I'll be adding a pinned comment that has the breakdown of all the different file formats and times that I got, including now some using Power Direct. Summarizing everything, I have to say there were some surprises in the good and the bad direction, but overall I think it's a fantastic camera, and I can see it's going to make a lot of people happy. As I said in the original review, at some point you have to accept things are as they are and just look at them objectively and see if it meets your needs. I have to say, some Nikon fans, to me, it's verging into fanboy refusing to admit anything's wrong, burying your head in the sand style tactics whenever there's something like the buffers a bit filling up a lot more easily because of the, in my opinion, poor choice of an SD card on a high-res, high-speed camera. Then people come up with all of these different unbelievable ways to justify it away as not being any kind of a problem. Look, if it's not a problem for you, that's just fine. But just generalizing it and saying that it's not an issue at all, no one should care about it, that's where it starts to become really fanboy, in my opinion. And the video overheating, my goodness, the number of people I had saying, take the door off, replace it with a copper door, put heat reducing stickers on every card that you use, only do it in this mode with the power attached in an air conditioned room with the screen at a certain distance from the back of the camera. Just come on, like, you have to admit at some point that there's an issue, and I don't think people should need to be modifying, DIYing a $4,000 camera to get the results they need. I'm not here to sell you the camera, I'm not here to trash the camera. I'm here to give you independent, honest opinion on how it's performing, and then specifics about, in this mode, I got this result. Does it mean it's 100% transferable? No. Does it mean you should care? Not necessarily. There's people who don't shoot any video, there's people who only shoot lower res formats, there's people who will only do 5-minute clips who don't care about an hour. I'm not putting the information out there to, necessarily sway you either way. It's just so that you can make an informed decision and see if this camera is suitable for you. And of course, it goes without saying, using an entry-level camera and really knowing how to use it, you're still going to get better results than using a top-of-the-line camera that you haven't mastered the basics or set it up properly. Quick plug, please do check out my Nikon expert setup guide, whether you're using the entry-level Z50, the Z8, the Z9, or anything in between. It runs you through every physical control, every menu item, how to initially set it up and get the most out of it for your shooting style. But I have to say, I wasn't sure the lower capacity and lower voltage battery, if that was going to do as well on the really big lenses or via adapted lenses. And as you saw in that video, it's doing fantastically. The autofocus is up to the same capacity and capabilities as the Z9, which is also fantastic. It's just, in my opinion, SD card slot, big misstep and mistake putting it onto a camera like this. And then I'm quite surprised that the video overheats as much as it does, even in the small form factor. So That's just what you're getting for the $1,500 price savings, and it's up to you to decide if that huge amount of features in a nice ergonomic but smaller body works for you. Congratulations, here's your camera. If it doesn't work for you, then come on, don't worry about it too much. These are cameras, not children. We don't owe blind loyalty to any brand just because they've allowed us to buy their products in the past. Let me know any questions you have. I'm sure I'll get one of these in to test out again before too long, but for now, I literally have an hour to finish doing these tests, and then I've got to go drop it back. Cheers, guys. I'll see you soon.